What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Episodes 5 and 6. So, before I start the review, I have a few things that I would love to say. I have 4 things that I would love to say. So, number 1, if you enjoy any of the content on this channel, please subscribe, like, and share this video. It would really help me out, and I would really appreciate it. Number 2, I wanted to apologize to you guys because last week I didn't review episode 5 on its own. That's why I'm reviewing episode 5 and 6 today. And it's because I wanted to take time with episode 5 to really digest my thoughts, and I've had a chance to do that. Think about what I'm going to say about episode 5, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, number 3, this review is coming from a comic book nerd and a guy that loves to act and stuff like that, and has a goal one day to be an actor one day. So, I study acting performances. I study actors. I study singers, right? Because I want to become a better singer, and I think one of the ways that I am becoming a better actor and I am becoming a better singer is by studying singers and studying actors. So this review comes from a guy that wants to act one day. It comes from a guy that's a comic book nerd. So yeah, so let's get into it. So this is my review of Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Episodes 5 and 6. So we're gonna talk about 5 briefly here. 5, I think, is one of the best performances that Vincent D'Onofrio has given as Fisk. And why do I Wilson Fisk? Because Vincent D'Onofrio is one of the greatest actors of all time, in my opinion. Like, not just as Wilson Fisk, but I put like Vincent D'Onofrio up there with the Cynthia Erivo's of the world, the Ariana Grande's of the world, the Hugh Jackman's of the world, the Denzel Washington's of the world, because he's just a great actor all around. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are both at that level, right? And in episode 5 is basically it's an episode about redemption and an episode about redemption. So basically what happens in 5 is you have the current day storyline, which is the present day storyline, which is Matt is helping Bullseye or wants to save Bullseye's life because he tried to kill Bullseye in episode 1 of season 1 of Born Again. And then the reason why Bullseye killed Vanessa was because Bullseye wanted to get revenge, get justice for killing Foggy, right? And you have that going on in the present day storyline, and then episode 5 is also a flashback episode. So we get I think this is how you pronounce his name, Alden Hansen, back as Foggy for an episode. And it's really cool the way that they shoot episode 5 when we're in the flashback scenes, because they shoot it like it's the Netflix show. So if you guys have watched the Netflix show, which I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you have watched all iterations of this version of Daredevil. You watched the Netflix show, you watched the Defenders, you watched this new version of the show, right? So, like, it's really cool how they filmed episode 5 too, especially the flashback scenes. But, like, why I say it's the best, I'll say it. It's the best performance that Vincent D'Onofrio has given as Fisk in episode 5, Wilson Fisk. Because episode 5 and episode 6, in my opinion, and we'll get to episode 6 in a minute. But why do I say that? Because you see how much he loves Vanessa. He's not Kingpin in episode 5. He's Wilson Fisk, a husband losing his wife, a husband so happy to see his wife wake up and potentially be recovered, and then having to go through that loss again, right? Like there's a scene where, like, usually when you think of Wilson Fisk, you think of a guy, but like these two episodes show that Fisk is broken, and he's just not a dead man walking, but he's just a broken man walking. And the way Vincent D'Onofrio plays him in this, in these two episodes is like that. Again, it's a story about how a man that was up here on the top of his powers, right, which he is, right, um, loses the one thing that he loves and the one thing that he truly cares about, and the one thing that grounded him, right? And then and the performances from Charlie Cox and Wilson Bethel as Bullseye and Daredevil respectively, or Bullseye and Matt Murdock aka Daredevil respectively, are stellar in that episode too, because you see Matt's Matt's conflict, because he does want to save Bullseye, because Bullseye, he tried to kill Bullseye, right? He literally tried to kill Bullseye. He pushed him off a building. For those of y'all that haven't watched episode 1 of season 1, he pushed him off a building and killed him, or almost killed him if he didn't have a vibranium spine, right? And then sorry guys if you can hear a dog barking. And then he also is trying his best to keep his composure, because Bullseye did, even if Vanessa ordered him to do it, Bullseye did kill Matt's best friend. So yeah, that's basically what happens in episode 5. Episode 5, because of the Vincent D'Onofrio performance in a 5, and of the performances by Charlie Cox and Wilson Bethel, I would give episode 5 a 10 out of 10. Now, let's get to episode 6. So, this is going to be a long video, just to let you guys know. Episode 6 picks up right from where we leave off in 5. So, episode 6, at the end of 5, you see Vanessa pass away, and you know shit's about to hit the fan when the doctor who's like the best surgeon in the hospital, right, is like, "I'm so sorry for your loss, Mr. Fisk," and you think that Fisk is gonna shake his hand, and while I was watching the episode, I'm like, "You shouldn't do that, dude. He's not gonna like that." So then he ends up giving this poor doctor dude a like a bear hug, and like pricking every bone in his body, and basically in 6, Fisk talks at the very end when Matt and Fisk kind of have they get into a full fight. Like, not probably the last fight that they'll have this season. I think they'll have a few more, right? Even though we only have 2 episodes left, like, Fisk, you can tell by Fisk killing a random doctor dude, right, that tried to save his wife, that he has nobody to ground him anymore. He's fully Kingpin, right? And he's still a man grieving, because remember, he just lost his wife. So then you have that, and then you also have Matt gets Benjamin Poindexter, Bullseye, back to his secret hideout where him and Karen are hiding out, and Karen's like, Why the hell did you bring him here? You want to help him after he killed the person that we love, right? And 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 Karen's like, why would we help him? And he's like, Karen, it's redemption, right? It's redemption, and it's forgiveness, right? Um, because Daredevil, he's a hero, right? He, like, his the way that Daredevil sees his job is the way that Daredevil Matt Murdock sees his job. It's to seek justice. It's not to be a judge, jury, and executioner. It's to seek justice. So that's what he explains to Karen. Like, I need him to be helped, because uh, I need to 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 help him because I tried to kill him in episode 1 of season 1, right? Or when and Karen Karen has a lot of, like, Frank Castle energy this episode. I really like her arc this season. There's some great scenes between Charlie Cox and Deborah Ann Wall in this episode. In particular, two scenes in this episode. So scene 1, they have, like, a debate. Like, she's like, you remember when I told you, um when you said you were gonna kill Fisk, when Benjamin Poindexter killed Father Lantom, a priest that Matt was really close to in season 3 of the original show, right? And you remember when you were gonna kill Fisk, Matt, and I told you not to. And she's like, I regret telling you that. And he goes, Karen, we're not him. That's what separates us from him. We're heroes. We're not villains and stuff like that, right? And then you have probably the second best scene in the episode is when Karen gets a one-on-one interaction with Bullseye, and he's like, hello, Karen. And he's like, are you gonna shoot me? And then she goes, probably. And then he tries to explain to her, because, guys, keep in mind, Bullseye was manipulated by Wilson Fisk and Kingpin. I mean, Wilson Fisk and Vanessa. He wasn't always this crazy, right? Well, he was always crazy, right? But he wasn't always this super lethal assassin dude, right? Right? Like, and he did save Matt's life when Cherry had the heart attack, and he did do that stuff. And he's trying to explain to Karen, like, I was trying to seek justice and stuff like that, but I understand if you need to kill me. So she almost kills him, and then Matt, like, Daredevil throws his baton and, like, puts the gun out of his hand, and then you get a great performance again from Charlie Cox and Deborah Ann Woll, and she goes, why won't you let me do this? Why won't you let me do this? You defend the bad the bad people, but you let them kill the people we love, right? And he's like, and Matt says, you changed. You've changed. You're not the same person that you used to be, or something like that. And I'm really interested to see the rest of her arc this season, because we still have 2 episodes left, guys. But yeah, so that happens, and then Jessica Jones comes back this episode. Yes, Christian Ritter comes back as Jessica Jones, and it is a pleasure to see her back in the MCU, right? And so basically what happens with Jessica Jones is Jessica Jones I'm gonna spoil this for people because I think this is what's gonna happen. So this is probably a spoiler for the end of season 2. But Jessica Jones has a daughter named Danielle. Danielle in the comic books is Jessica Jones's daughter, and also she's Luke Cage's daughter. So I don't know if her and Luke Cage are back together, but I think that's what they're teasing in the episode, which gets me very happy, right? I can't wait to see Mike Coulter back as Luke Cage eventually. I don't know if it will be this season, but I can't wait to see. We know the Defenders will be back in season 3. All of the Defenders, so Iron Fist, Jessica, Matt, and Luke Cage. So I don't know if we'll see Luke Cage this episode, but I mean this season. But I think it's Luke Cage and Jessica Jones's daughter. So the Mr. Charles, Matthew Lillard's character, is still tight with Fisk. So Matt and Jessica like destroy one of Fisk's warehouses, and like you really get to see, like, I love the old show. I love the old Daredevil show. Like, it's one of my favorite shows of all time. But you really get to see how much money Disney puts into their productions with these action scenes, bro. Like literally, she literally mops the whole room of goons, of Task Force Vigilante guys with Matt. But here's the thing: ever since Jessica Jones had her daughter, she's still strong and she's still meta enhanced, right? Like, she's still super powered, but her powers are on the fritz. So like, she'll be beating a guy up, and then she gets a rib broken, or she gets her arm broken, and then she goes, oh fuck, and then Matt has to save her from getting killed by Powell, right? And so I'm interested to see where that goes. I'm interested to see if that's a permanent thing, or is that just because Jessica Jones just had a kid thing, right? And I'm interested to see how that goes. But it was a badass action scene. And then you have Daniel Blake and BB Urich, like Buck Cashman, and the guy playing Buck Cashman, I really want him to be the new James Bond. I think he would be a great James Bond. I don't remember the actor's name, unfortunately, but like, so you have Buck and Daniel Blake, Daniel Blake is played by Michael Gandolfini, and you have them talking, and Daniel Blake, I think he's gonna have to make a decision between BB and Fisk. Who does he like more, and who does he side with? Because obviously he does have feelings for BB, but we know as the audience members, and the people that are watching the TV show, and now he knows that BB is the person who leaks all the footage that to like, she's a member of Karen and Matt's resistance team, right? So he's gonna have to make a decision. And then the best scene of the probably of a series so far, in my opinion, is so basically what happens is Matt and Karen send the testimony confessional things from episode 4. Yeah, from episode 4, and to BB Urich, and she like live streams the confessionals on a TV on like social media, and she basically turns the whole city against Fisk, right? Now, keep in mind from what I told you, like, Fisk has no anchor anymore. He has no person to ground him, right? So Because Vanessa was his anchor, what kind of kept him human, right? Now he doesn't have that anymore, right? So you have, and in episode 6, you literally have, I think you have no lines from Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk until he meets Matt again, right? And basically what happens is Matt, because Karen's like, you gotta, you either gotta put an end to Fisk or he's gonna put an end to you, right? And um and so Matt kind of does the right thing here. He tries to kind of make amends with Fisk, right? He's like, if you leave New York, I leave New York, right? And that's comic book accurate, because if you don't know, Daredevil has had runs of comic books and stuff like that. A run is basically when a writer takes over a character for a bit, right? And basically what happens is he tries to make amends, saying to Fisk, hey, if you leave New York and we leave all this behind us, I leave New York, right? And right? And look at all the people that we've lost, like Foggy. You've lost Leslie, who was his assistant that Karen killed, and you lost your wife, right? But Fisk is still a man grieving, so you just see this guy go, "Ah!" like with blind rage, and Matt's like avoiding his strikes and stuff, and then but Fisk's angry, right? Now, I don't know if I've said this before. Fisk may look like a fat person, but it's not fat, bro. It's muscle, right? Like, Kingpin has tons of muscle. So he grabs Daredevil's arm and kind of like breaks it or like twists it and stuff like that. And then Matt's like, you want to do this? Or you really want to do this? And he's like, come on! Right? Or, let me try to get the Kingpin voice. Come on! Right? And they go at it. So Matt literally ties him down with his billy club, right? Because he shoots it, and when he shoots it, like, he uses it like handcuffs, right? And he's like, he's like, Fisk is like, and when Matt walks away, and Fisk is like, before Matt walks away, he's like, you know I'm not gonna stop. I mean, you know I'm not gonna stop. And he's like, just kill me. And I know you're not gonna do that, right? Then what happens is Matt walks away. So I think we're gonna get at least one more Daredevil versus Fisk fight in season 2. Maybe 2 more. Because Fisk is very, very angry. Right? And then, while that's going on, the city, all the protesters start to put on Daredevil masks, right? Because remember what Swordsman told Daredevil, like, you're a hero, yes, but now you're also a symbol, right? So all the citizens that are like anti-Fisk put like Daredevil masks on, and while that's going on, you have Karen, White Tiger, White Tiger's mom, and the vigilante task force guy that helped Matt and Karen get to Fisk's like Red Hook prison, right? And you have him. Powell finds out that the guy that was helping Matt and Karen betrayed them, so he shoots him in the chest, and Karen tries to help him, and then before that can happen, how the episode ends is Karen gets confronted by Powell, and Powell's like, Karen fucking Page, what about that? And and it just ends with him pointing a gun at her head. So I'm very interested to see what happens, because this show, nobody's safe. Like, again, they killed Foggy. They killed Muse, right? And like, even though I think Heather's gonna become Muse, I really do think Heather's gonna become Muse, because Buck is kind of like Heather's love interest, right? So after he tells Daniel to deal with BB, he's very like, he goes to Heather and it's like, because Heather's still traumatized by what happened to her, right? Like, she almost died because Muse is a crazy psychopath. But if you guys don't know, also in the comics, Heather becomes like the second version of Muse, and that's what I think is going to happen. And I definitely think that's going to happen. If it doesn't happen this season, I think it's going to happen in season 3. But I definitely think that's going to happen, especially the way that they have the scene together, because Buck's like, show me what he did to you. So she starts to choke Buck, and like literally throughout her trying to choke Buck, she has like a mini panic attack. So I'm very interested to see where her storyline goes, right? And again, I think she's gonna become the new Muse. So that's gonna be very interesting for Matt to confront that when that happens, if that happens. But yeah, and then so the end of the episode is Powell pointing a gun at Karen's head. So I'm very interested to see where that goes, because I didn't have Karen Page dying on my bingo card, but anything can happen on this show, right? No character is safe, right? Right? And well, no character is safe other than Daredevil, but even Daredevil, man, I don't know if Daredevil is safe. Even when we're getting a season 3 of Daredevil, I don't know. Daredevil Born Again, I don't know if it's safe. He's safe. So yeah. So overall, I would give these 2 episodes both 10 out of 10s, because the performances from the actors were so good, and the writing of this show is so good. Like, this is one of the reasons why I'm so into storytelling, and why I love the mediums of acting and music and video games too, right? Because they all, and even listening to audiobooks, because they all tell stories, right? And this is why I love the medium of storytelling, and I love to tell my own stories through my own music, and I love to play characters. I love to act. I love to sing. I love to do that stuff, and it's because acting and singing is my happy place. Like, that's the place where I'm most happy, when I'm playing a character, or when I'm singing a song of my own music, or when I'm writing a song, or when I'm recording like a video like this for you guys, or when I'm performing on a stage. Like, those 2 things are like 2 of my favorite things on the planet Earth that I have the opportunity and the blessing to do, right? And I just appreciate you guys so much for watching these videos. And yeah, so, but yeah, that's why I love storytelling, man, because this story is so intriguing and so gripping, and so like, I was asking, like, where's this gonna go? Especially the way that they ended episode 6. I'm like, could Karen die? Could she not die? I don't know, but I'm very interested to find out. So yeah, for me, I would give both of these episodes a 10 out of 10. And yeah, Thank you all so much, and I hope you have a great day, and God bless you guys.